Are we? Are we? I think we are.
We're live.
I think we're live. Can you tell
me? It tells me they're live.
Okay. I haven't done a banner or anything. Speak to them.
Oh, yeah. No banner.
No banner. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. They'll just have to listen to us to know what we're talking about today. She's going to do the banner anyways. Welcome, everybody, to Co-Creating with the Cosmos with my dear friend, Miss Jennie Kitching.
Hypnowoman!
You. I feel like you should have a cape.
I do have several, actually.
I love that. That's why we get along. I just have one beautiful electric blue cape with a full hood. I actually wore it to a workshop because I'm crazy like that. And I am Teresa Collins, scientific mystic and a beautiful owner of Blended Spirit Wellness and this Time to Shine Crazy Mastermind Club, which is growing every day. We're growing, we're expanding, we're getting new views, new members, lots of people stepping up into their light, knowing that it's time to shine. Enough with playing it small. My goodness. I think we're all done with this playing it small thing, Jen.
Well, I think it's kind of the topic of this one, actually, isn't it? As we were talking just a little bit before going live. This one is trial 8. The thank you, may I have another trial.
Right. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennie. We already have Tracy joining us. Hey, Trace, morning. I missed the live comments there already. Yay, we have people. We get so excited when we have people. Thanks, Trace. And if you're watching the replay, we really appreciate you too. But it's nice when we're talking to each other, but it's nice when we're talking to others too.
Please remember that when we finish this live, you can still comment on the in the comments box, etc. We'll still get the messages because I keep the conversation going afterwards, and then I've got nobody to play with. I feel quite bereft afterwards. I think, oh, okay. You can come back and comment. You can still comment even when we're not here.
Yeah. And that's lovely because I really enjoy that, Jennie. Thank you. Because so many replays you watch, you were like, you miss the interaction. You would have comments. You would have things that you would want to ask. Because we just delve. We just skim the surface. There's so much more to this. Good morning, Miss Diana. Look at that. So I guess being a little bit delayed was perfect. People got their coffees and got their stuff together. I love it. See, everything is divine. This time it was Jennie who had the life, by the way, go. It wasn't me.
Oh, well,
what are we going to do?
The thank you, may I have another trial, is based on the idea that the more we always get more of what we ask for in life and what we focus our attention upon. Though this one is really about compliments and nice things people say about you. And whether you think they've got a secret agenda, whether you think you're not worth the compliment or whatever, a lot of people don't take them on the chin, as I call it. And I've got here, I can just feel Teresa brewing. I can just feel her brewing because you know that there's been several compliments on these feeds. And she said, I'll acknowledge that for you, Jennie. I'll thank them for saying that because I'm just jumping ahead onto the next thing. Yes, you've said something nice. Let me carry on and give you more. Anyway, what to do? This is what to do. I'm going to put the glasses on and look intelligent.
Okay.
Right.
It's only with the glasses on, guys, right? Like, she's just not a brilliant. I feel like you're like the brilliant scientist that comes to hang out with me.
Right, you scientific mystic. So, write 10 positive aspects about yourself.
Okay, guys, write this down. We're writing 10 positive aspects about yourself. This is homework. So I want to see you all doing your homework. Yeah. 10 positive aspects about yourself. And if you are having a hard time thinking them up, call me. I will give you all of your 10.
Yes. And then as Teresa gives you a compliment, acknowledge what your inner processing is. Even if you say thank you to her, it may be that your inner processing is kind of arguing against some of the nice things that she says. Anyway, write the 10 positive aspects about yourself. Also, if someone gives you a compliment, add this to the list too. And we know the way these things work now, don't we, guys? When you're focused now upon compliments or nice things being said about you, you'll probably be more aware of when they're being said rather than water off a duck's back. Yeah, of course you'd say that. You're my partner, you love me. Of course you'd say that. You're my daughter. Of course you'd say that. You're my mum. It's about recognizing when they come what those compliments are. Hey,
Yeah.
the throat's going.
Yeah. Right. Healing to be done there, my darling. And it's okay, guys, if you get super uncomfortable with this. When you first start this is a really uncomfortable growth part. It really kind of is, because we're so used to deflecting. Or the great one is like, somebody will say, oh, you're amazing. Yeah, but not as amazing as this person, or not as amazing as you, or not as, so we're really good at deflecting these compliments, and we're really good at not receiving them. So this initial 10 and then allowing these compliments to be received, they're going to be uncomfortable. But trust me, it's amazing. I had I'd struggle with this. I explained this to Jennie before we came on. I used to really have a struggle with this. It helped when I waitressed, because people would tell me I was amazing and give me money, which I'd be like, thank you for the money. But yesterday I had a client actually come and thank me for being real, because she has not found any spiritual people that weren't full of shit. And I said to her, I receive that. I really, really take that into my energy. Thank you so much for that compliment. So I made a really big deal about this, because first of all, I was really honored that she said it, because this is true. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of faking it. But also by me receiving it like that, her whole system lit up. So she gave me the compliment, and in my receiving of it, it lit her up as well. So know that, yes, you're taking the compliments for you, but you're also receiving it for the person who's giving it to you. Does that make sense, Jen?
Yes, I began to realize it's an insult to them to say something like, and Leona's perfectly right when she says that, oh, it's nothing.
Yeah.
You're telling somebody, this gift that I'm giving you, this acknowledgement of something wonderful that I see within you, that I appreciate, you're saying it's nothing. But this old thing, I just threw it on, Yeah. And I think it's based on a certain upbringing where we're told not to show off. We're told that that's arrogant. But actually, isn't it arrogant not to acknowledge when somebody gives you a gift? Because it is a gift. And there's the other side of things where we perhaps think somebody's trying to get something from us, to butter us up, as we say in England.
Manipulating.
Yeah. I've got the next thing to say, which is why to do it, because you know the structure of these. It's what to do, why to do it, how to do it, and how you know when you've passed the test. So it's the same practical formula as every other of the chapters that we've done. We're on trial 8. There are 12. Number 12 is a hoot. I tell you, you can't wait for number 12. But this is trial 8, and it's mostly about recognizing that what you accept into your energy creates more of it. And this isn't in the book, Teresa, but it's what I've recognized since in our conversations. When you don't mind about something, in other words, oh no, it's nothing, as Leona said, this wonderful thing you've just said about me, it's nothing. Oh, this fabulous thing you think is wonderful about, oh, it's nothing. When we don't mind about something, then matter doesn't happen. You know, the relationship quantumly between mind and matter, collapsing down the waveform into particles to actually create matter. Well,
as we all know, right?
Huh?
As we all know this, like the back of our hand, like Jennie, right? Okay, so we're going to take your word for this, baby.
Now, thought forms are waves. and then they collapse down into particles and become stuff. And when they're in a waveform, so there's also, from this moment in time, there's all these potentialities that can happen right now in the material realm. The stuff being created as we speak, that's matter. And the E equals mc squared, which we all know from our lovely Einstein, is that matter is energy. Matter is frozen light in a sense. It's matter. It's matter. Stuff is energy at moving at twice the speed of light. In other words, it's all energy before it collapsed down into matter itself, into particles. And this is all quantum stuff. And we'll do a quantum course, won't we, Teresa? We'll do a quantum course. Of course we will. Even if it's just like a presentation such as this. It's so fascinating, though, that our language, our linguistics mirror what actually happens scientifically. So if you don't mind about something, then it does not matter. In my own case, if I don't mind, do you want a new house, Jenny, as you've been talking about? Oh, I don't mind. It might be nice, but I don't mind. Well, if you don't mind, then it won't matter. It won't materialize if you don't mind.
I love it. I love it. Really delve into this, guys, because really what matters begins in the mind and then it materializes before your very eyes.
Mm-hmm. And I can do, I won't at the moment because we're focused on this.
But clearly we have tons to talk about, people. So hang on, because every Saturday this is going to be a thing.
The word matter comes from an ancient word for wood, because that's how we built things in the old days, out of wood. And so matter comes from the Latin word for wood. So actual matter, and we turned that into things not mattering, or, well, it doesn't matter, or that really matters to me. When we say it really matters to me, it was telling the universe that we want to create something tangible on the material realm.
Okay, so the new story could be, thank you, that really matters to me.
That really, and even if we don't say
it, yeah, that really matters to me. You know, it was really important to me that you said that. So and this is giving that. Yes, thank you. I really honor you said that. Yeah.
Because we're also, Teresa and I, when we're putting our minds to things, this chakra, I'm calling it in my own head, it's a chakra attack. We're doing a chakra attack. We're doing these chakras. And it's so much in the chakras, because I know you've heard the word bandied about. And we're doing this course and we're doing a big course on it. We're doing a big freebie and then it's a big course, isn't it, every week?
Yeah.
And it's going to be, well, it is wonderful already. We just want you to join in so you know how wonderful it is. But one of these things that we're integrating is that when you get this compliment, as Teresa's saying, bring it into that really matters to me. Gather it in and bring it into your heart chakra. That really matters to me. Thank you. Thank you. You know, that there's the Indian thing. Well, let's do the Western thing. You know, the same.
We do this in Reiki a lot too.
I really appreciate that. Thank you, because that matters to me. In fact, some comments become kind of throwaway cliches now, don't they? Oh, thank you. That's wonderful. I really appreciate that. But when you say, as Teresa just suggested, thank you, that really matters to me. Mm-hmm. And that's more noticeable because it's not the usual cliche, right. I suppose.
Yeah. Right. And you're going to create this really beautiful heart connection too with the person who's sharing the compliment, which is really what it's all about, guys. It's that connection. Right. And also, so not as just, so when somebody says thank you as well, I want to say you're welcome. And when you say you're welcome or my pleasure, these are also your receipts to the universe.
Well, I know other countries do this, but particularly Greece. One of the first things I learned to say, and one of the first things I ask people who I'm teaching Greek to say, is thank you. Because when you say thank you in Greek, they always say, don't mention it. In fact,
Ah.
because you get that response, it's so easy to teach people, because people say, oh, the Greek language, it's really complicated, etc. And when you say it quickly, it sounds complicated. But I say, because, I've got this Speak Greek Badly books, which do very well. I'll say, just go in there. If you say this word, they'll say pair of culottes to you. What? They'll say pair of culottes. Don't be silly. Well, when you've paid for your stuff and they're speaking English to you, etc., what I want you to say is F, Harry, stop. F, Harry, stop. F, Harry, stop.
F, Harry, star. F, Harry, star.
Stop.
Stop. F, Harry, stop.
F, Harry, stop. And every time they do that, it's a knee-jerk reaction in Greece. They'll say, Parakalo. They look you in the eye and they accept the compliment. You're saying, thank you. And they're saying, don't mention it. You're welcome. So it's all over the place. You're if I stop, Parakalo. If I stop, Parakalo. If I stop, Parakalo. And you want to keep speaking it because you know one word, and yet you've got this communication, this connection with the person that you're buying stuff off.
Which I love that you said they say don't mention it, but they looking you in the eye, so that is the receipt. So even though they're saying don't mention it, the receipt is looking you in the eye.
Yeah.
And that is where the magic comes in.
I'm going to share this on our Greek platform as well, because they all know this. I think part of the looking in the eye and the attention that English people get, American and Canadian people get when they first say thank you, Efaristo in Greek, and the person says, Parakalo, Parakalo, is the shock. You're speaking English, you're an English-speaking person, and you're attempting to speak Greek. Oh my God. But they're more appreciative of you trying,
Right.
But then they might say some other words and you go, that's all I've got.
That happened to me at the airport. I said bonjour, and he started speaking to me like full, and I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I just know hello and thank you. So don't know hello. Thank you is good, but don't know hello, because you open a whole can of worms and they do.
It's so wonderful, though, to do that. I mean, we've talked about being in the present moment as well, haven't we? Nothing puts you more in the present moment than beginning to speak a foreign language. Because when you first start to speak the foreign language, you can only speak in the present tense. So when I first started to go to Greece, I would say, oh, I'd like to buy this. I want to buy this. And then I realized I can't talk in the future yet, because I know you have to know grammar, etc. So I pick up something and I want to buy this glass tomorrow, the next day, not now. I'll buy this, I'll come back tomorrow, and then I'll go in the next day. I was the one that wanted to buy the glass yesterday. Now it's today, which was tomorrow, and I can't talk in other than the present tense. When you first learn a foreign language, you can only talk in the present tense, and that's so very limiting. So limiting.
But also really good for you, my darling, staying in the now.
Yes. All people could do that, yeah. Also, I'm just going to say this quickly, because there are other things to say about this compliment thing. If you have trouble staying in the present moment, which is where all the power is, remember Teresa picked me up on that when I said the point of power is in the present moment. That's where all the power is. And if you have trouble, then there's a process that you can do. It's called the Wim Hof method, and I'm into breathing. I've had breathing problems, which I'm now addressing. But if you breathe out and then hold your breath, but as in not take a breath in and hold it, but just breathe out and not breathe in until a minute has passed. That's the quickest, deepest, most profound meditation you can have, because you're in the present.
It's a form in shamanism called Little Death.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's very powerful. It really changes your state. Wow. So when I teach shamanism. I teach people how to do that. And it's like that breath in is like for life. And it's like the most powerful breath in you've ever had. And it completely changes the state of your beneath.
I wonder if, as we know, all these things are connected, Teresa, aren't they? I wonder if he's expanded on that, because what he does beforehand, you do 30 to 50 deep breaths. So you breathe in far more than you breathe out, and you do that about 50 times. And he says that charges the body.
Yeah.
So you do that before you breathe out.
Yeah. And then we just do 7 in, hold for 7 and then breathe in for 7, but we do it 7 times. And then first of all, you don't pass out, which is lovely. But it completely changes your state of consciousness.
It also alkalizes the body, apparently, because you're taking in so much oxygen and you're only breathing out a certain. Oh, it's all very chemical and wonderful.
It's all very lovely too, because when you're in that state of high energetic, your breath is so important. When you really delve into this, and we'll play with breath too one day, because it is something we can do. We take for granted. We don't understand how freaking powerful this breath really is.
Well, I think we're beginning to, aren't we? Because of COVID.
Yeah,
it's becoming far more important than we ever thought before.
Mm-hmm.
More important. So I'm going to go back to the.
God, we could go on 12 different rampages, Jen.
So this is why to do. Why would we do this? So we know what to do, about writing down the 10 positive aspects of you, and now I'm going to tell you why to do it. Are you sitting comfortably?
I am, and it's more than just because Teresa and Jennie told you to. Which is always a good excuse, guys. We'll give you that.
Until you can honestly take a compliment on the chin, not believing that this person is either wrong or wants something from you, without chastising. Until you can honestly take a compliment on the chin, not believing that this person is either wrong or wants something from you, and until you can look at your own face and body without chastising it for not being perfect, you are holding negative influences in your vibration. Negative influences in your vibration attract uncomplimentary comments and even insults from others. So having a negative self-image becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As if you don't like you, then others begin to not like you either. I know this to be true, folks. Remember this.
I play with this in the positive. That's one of the main things I work with people is the self-love, and then they start attracting all the right people. This is definitely shows the other side of the coin, because when you are saying all those negative speaks to yourself, oh my God, people, how many times have we said, I'm not perfect, I'm so stupid, I can't do this? It's reflective.
We'll accept it from ourselves, but then because of law of attraction, when it's then said by somebody else, how dare they? I mean, how could they? Why would they do that? What have I done to them? It's not what you've done to them, it's what you've done to you. And the universe is showing it you on the outside because you've been thinking it on the inside. And this is very profound. And again, you won't find this in all of the other law of attraction books. And this is stuff that we've found to be real. And it's very, very logical when you think about it. You have all those thoughts about you, even if you're nice as pie and really complimentary to everybody else, all of a sudden, people don't like you very much, it seems. And you don't understand why. And it's because you don't like you very much. How to do it? Do you want to know how to do it? Do you want to?
Let's do it, Jen. Let's do it, because this is the only way to continue, right?
How to do it? Settle yourself in a place where you are comfortable. Okay, everybody, come on, Tracy, come on, Leona, everybody else, Teresa, come on. Settle yourself in a place where you are comfortable. and will not be disturbed. And look into the mirror. Well, Teresa, you can look into the camera because you'll see yourself on the screen. Look into the mirror, for 5 whole minutes. Well, we do it for an hour, don't we? 5 whole minutes, which is longer than you think. So time it. Now say those 10 positive statements about yourself aloud whilst looking into your eyes, and sense what your true response is and how true you believe these statements to be. So remember, people are going to give you a compliment, and then you've got to look yourself in the eye and say it to yourself.
So I actually play off this too. So I've done this work before. So the first time I say, you are powerful, you are amazing, you are gorgeous. And then I receive it. I am powerful. I am amazing. I am gorgeous. And as you can tell, I've done this.
Wonderful. I believe you.
I did that. Originally, I couldn't figure out, do you say you are or I am? So I just said both. So I say the compliment to myself, and then I receive the compliment as I am. And then we know the power of the I am.
Do you know, guys, you're so lucky because you've got both of us now. We're quite competitive, really, which is great for you guys because we're pooling our knowledge. And I'm going to say, Teresa, I'll take your exercise and I'll raise you.
I love it. Raise it up, baby. Yes.
Because, again, we know, because we've learned and we've practiced and we've had results, we know that people get a bit confused about affirmations and them working. And the more wrong it feels, the better it is for you to do it. Because if you feel it already, then you don't need to work on your affirmations, do you? It's already true to you. So it's the ones that really grate a little bit. And when you say, I'm not quite sure that this is true, well, that's the one to work on. So your exercise, I'll take it and I'll raise it up a bar as well, because a wonderful thing to do is to take that compliment that somebody said. If somebody says, oh, Teresa, you're so beautiful. So you're looking them in the mirror on the camera and you say exactly as it was said, as if you're somebody else. So you're talking to the image, which is you, and you say, oh, Teresa, you're so beautiful. And you say it in the same voice tone, and even layer it on a bit, put more emotion. Oh, and find something that you know is beautiful about yourself and use that. And if you have trouble with this, imagine that you are the person that loves you the most. So see yourself through a parent's eyes, a best friend or a lover, and say it as if they were saying it to that image. So you say it as them. Oh, Teresa, you're so beautiful. And then you say, I am so beautiful. And then you say, Teresa is so beautiful.
Ooh, I like that. Raise it up. I like it a lot.
3 aspects. So you get, I am beautiful. Jennie is beautiful. She is beautiful. So you've got everything covered.
Yeah. And then it's the confirming statement at the end that anchors it.
Yeah. So it's yes, it is the I am.
I do like the using your name too, because that helps with the identity. Yeah.
Because everything is one, right? So this is what you want. You want to realize that people are saying this about you. Oh, that Teresa, she doesn't realize it, but oh gosh, she's so beautiful. Well, she does realize it. Well, that's good then. Yeah. You want to kind of have that conversation. If you're doing a manifestation for money or new house or whatever, one of the great meditations to do is to imagine that it's already manifested and that you're kind of floating over your reality. The people that would be talking about you and your success, hear what they say. Oh, did you see that house that Jennie's just bought? Well, it's marvelous. It's much bigger than I imagined. And it's got this and it's got that. Isn't it wonderful? And recognize how pleased they are for you. to have this thing. That's all part of the compliments, really. People that really love you are very pleased by your success. So imagine happening before it manifests.
Okay, 2 things. Good morning, Terry. And oh my God, you're brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I'm just going to honor this moment and just thank you for the level up advancement. Because, sweetheart, like, yeah, you are just, oh, you're close. You did good, but now you're ignoring me. You were so close. You were so close.
Thank you, Teresa. May I have another?
Hey, you just told me I was beautiful for 5 minutes, dude. You can accept this. Brilliant. But you know what's funny? When you were doing it, the first couple times I was like, yeah. And then it was like, oh, wait, this is getting uncomfortable. Oh, wait, this is getting. So that's the good part. Those are the good things, guys.
But this is the way that the mind works. I mean, you are not your mind. You are not your body. What the heck are you? You know, you're so much more than this. But what happens, I think, is to make it fit, to make it not be uncomfortable, because we don't like feeling uncomfortable. We'll probably be thinking, yeah, you're right. I quite like my hair. My hair's beautiful, isn't it? My hair, and then the mind, because the mind works in terms of opposites. That's how we assess reality: hot and cold, light and dark. We make these comparisons, and we make them with each other too, particularly ladies. And that's how we've been brought up, with adverts, you know, all these things to make you more beautiful, etc. So because of that comparison, usually the mind then dwells onto something that it doesn't like. Well, this is beautiful, but I can't say all of me is beautiful, because that ankle there, that left ankle, I just can't get on with it at all. I'm joking. But there's usually a part of us that we don't think is beautiful.
Yeah. And then there's that rejection. I've got a weird echo. Can you guys hear the echo? Can you hear the echo? No, okay. It's just me. Yeah, it's that little piece of the rejection, but that's where the good stuff is, Jen. Oh. That's where that I know, guys, this is uncomfortable work, but it will be so worth it. Please push past this, because those are the treasures, those are the nuggets, those are the pieces, the triggers that we really want. We want to dig into that.
Yeah, it's about this acceptance. If somebody else thinks that you're beautiful, who are you to deny them that? Why would you call them wrong? Everything's a perception at the end of the day. And particularly when men call women beautiful and they don't think that they are. Men tell me that it's very hard for them to make love to a woman who doesn't find themselves attractive. They have to work so hard to persuade this woman that she's blooming attractive. Otherwise, you know, she's not going to loosen up, shall we say. Now, I haven't told you, I haven't completed my how to do it. When you're saying these positive things to yourself, don't do anything with the responses. Just make a mental note and be interested. Notice what comes up for you. If you feel emotional, you are doing it correctly. Plus, today, look out for compliments. Ask someone. This is taking it up a notch. Ask someone what they think of you. Now, I'm going to pause there, because I can feel that probably a lot of people would say they don't want to do that because they don't want the answer, particularly if it's husband or something after 30 years of marriage. You know, if it's very important to you, if it matters to you, and you ask, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable spot. But if you already think that you are beautiful, for example, that's what I keep lurking on, attaching to. If you think that you are beautiful, then if anybody doesn't agree with you, it oughtn't to really knock your opinion of yourself. Though it does, you know.
Yeah.
It's who do we give our power to? So when ask someone what they think of you, or what they think of something you have achieved, and notice how you feel when they say nice things. Because out of politeness, they're not going to say anything horrid, are they? Not if they love you. They might just kind of skirt round it a little bit.
My husband would be looking for the trap. He'd be like, Is this a trap?
Stand in front of the mirror and say some positive things about who you are and what you look like. If you struggle a little, pretend you are someone who loves you very much, whether they are alive or dead. The love is still vibrant. Imagine it is they, your mother, grandparent, father, sister, child, or other, who is saying these things. Realize in your non-acceptance of being beautiful, caring, lovely, clever, you are calling them a liar and thinking they're stupid for loving you.
Sorry, Jen, some people don't have awesome people in their lives either. But if you have a fur baby, think about how much they love you for just being there. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like or what you've said or who you were. They just love you for being there. So love yourself for just being here, for being human, for showing up, for doing this work.
If you have any trouble with this, visit an old people's home and ask elderly folks about how they were when they were young, and realize that when you are 80, you will love your vibrant hair and glowing complexion and bright eyes, and think how silly you are that you thought your nose was not quite right, or your tummy a little flabby, or whatever else you might think right now. And this is serious stuff because I've done it.
Difficulty, honey.
Sorry?
We lost you there for a minute.
Okay. It's about asking someone older what they think of themselves when they were younger. Because most older people, when they look back at photographs of themselves as a young woman or a middle-aged woman, they can't understand why they didn't appreciate themselves then. They do now because they're 80 or 90 years old, and they regret thinking of themselves badly when they were your age. And it's going to happen to you. Everybody out there, we're going to get to a certain point and think, why didn't I appreciate my youth, my health, my vibrancy, the color of my hair before it went? Why didn't I appreciate my bright complexion when I had all my teeth and I could move around with ease? Why did I call it exercise when I just wanted to move my body in a way that felt good? And now it's so hard for me to move. So visit an old people's home if you have trouble with this. Make sure that you speak to older people who will persuade you to appreciate what you've got now.
And honor the wisdom that you've achieved at this age too. Yeah. So we're not all spring chickens on here. And I do have a lot of life left, but I really honor the wisdom that I've achieved to this point. And so it's more than just the skin deep. It's what's beneath as well, right? It's
just that, like you, I've had a lot of clients, some male, mostly female, that I think are so stunningly beautiful, and they really don't like themselves. And it's usually down to physical size or shape. Right. They usually ignore what they've accomplished and the fact that they've got a wonderful family. So tend to pick on something that they don't like about themselves. And I'm sitting there thinking, you're gorgeous. And I can't tell you because I know you won't accept it. Oh, well,
no? It's funny too. My most beautiful clients have the hardest time with it. And then the other people are thinking, I won't love myself till I'm perfect, but yet these women are perfect and they still don't love themselves, guys. It's all an inside story.
Leona said the before I turned 50 syndrome. Thank you for the aha.
Ah.
Do you know, I realise I'm quite strange. I really don't. I see age as an accomplishment. I really don't understand why women are worried when they get to a certain age, because I think, well, make the most of it, because you're only going in one direction physically. So just celebrate the fact that you are this glorious age and you've still got all your faculties, Before I turned 50, gosh, I probably think more of myself now than I did before I was 50. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
Why I always have a bit of a odd thing about it. And I just want to shake some people that I see and say, you're just glorious, you're wonderful. Look at your smile, look at your skin, it's just amazing. And I'm hoping that by doing things such as this, people start to recognize how wonderful they are.
Yes, thank you, my darling. Light up this world. Okay, what's our last thing? We got 8 minutes.
So, when you've passed this trial, when you can say these things on the list aloud to yourself whilst looking in the mirror and honestly know them to be true on every level of your being without them being followed in your mind by, yeah, but.
Yeah.
You smile and say, thank you, or that's very nice of you, or whatever the phrasing is when you are complimented, and you honestly evaluate it rather than dismiss or become embarrassed. I haven't talked about embarrassment yet. You welcome compliments and shirk off insults, knowing that the good stuff outweighs anything else anyway. Nobody is perfect. If you want to be more perfect, recognize the perfection within you at the moment if you want to go down that route. But being
perfection's a whole other day.
Well, so perfection, there's perfection in everything. This trial's tips and tricks. Strange things can happen when you look into the mirror. I can't underline this enough, folks. Do it. And just notice what comes up. Accept not feeling comfortable because magic happens. Strange things happen when you look into the mirror. Go on.
Sorry, Leona, I may have been physically better, but I'm way better mentally and spiritually now. That's right, girl. There's more than just the body. There's so much more to us.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, all that stuff that was going on inside your head is literally reflected straight back at you. There is another thing you can do too, which will amaze you. Stand in front of the mirror and look deeply into your eyes and be fascinated. It's as if you're doing this, seeing yourself for the first time. Look nowhere else, just into your eyes. After a while, imagine that you are looking at someone else and will them to come closer. Come closer, come closer, and you will feel yourself physically compelled towards the mirror. Then repeat over and over again, go back, go back, go back, and you'll physically feel yourself moving backward. Another interesting thing you can do with affirmations is to use the same phrase in the first, second and third person, as we've discussed, and notice the difference in feelings, such as, I am clever, you are clever, Jenny is clever. Replace my name with yours, of course. Another extremely interesting thing to do is if you have an issue with another person and often think of them negatively, with good justifiable reasons, most probably because of how they've treated you, then looking into the mirror, talk about them the way you wish them to be, beginning with yourself, such as, I am very understanding. You are very understanding. Frank is very understanding. We are very understanding. I understand.
Yeah, this is a great thing to improve relationships. That's a really wonderful thing. It's funny because all this work done behind the scenes, you can never have a conversation with the other person, but also notice their relationship improving. I use this a lot with coworkers and mothers. healing the mother wounds. not just mine, but many other people out there in the generations, and just having that wonderful understanding. And seeing the greatness in everyone. I want to talk about the eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul. So as you're in there, look for the soul. Look for that part of you that is not just the physical.
And I imagine you'd have to be very, I don't want to insult anybody, but I imagine you will cry. If you do this right, you're going to well up at some point, and you're going to think, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's just me in the mirror.
Right.
Yeah. But magical things happen in that mirror. It really does.
And honestly, it can be some of the hardest work.
And the most rewarding, as you've said.
Yes. Lovely. Thanks, guys. Sorry, we're going to cut this short today. I am teaching. I still have the whole classroom to prepare here. And Jenny, thank you for blessing us again with all your knowledge. It's just phenomenal. The things that occur when we come together. So.
Thank you. May I have another?
Yes, you may, baby. We're going to do it next Saturday.
That matters to me. That matters a lot. Thank you.
God, you're getting good. I love it. And that's why we need each other, right? This beautiful reflection. Yeah, Jenny mentioned the chakra course, October 11th. It is full, guys. Thank you all that have signed up. Yeah, we're full. We've got all that we need for the 2 hours. So, that being said,
Can people still sign up on the weekly one afterwards, though?
They can. So they can sign up for the weekly one. And anybody that has signed up on the 2 hours, if you think that you're going to want more, dude, I suggest that you sign up for the $297 now, because we're only going to do a certain amount of spots. We have double the amount of people on the 2 hour, and those are going to go quick. So if that's something that you feel aligned to do, and yeah, I suggest get your butt in gear, because this universe is all about action steps.
We're going to bring so much into that. We're going to cram it full.
I have been learning a whole bunch of behind the scenes too, because I want to wow you, Jen. I want to wow you with some of the things I may know.
I'm even bringing my very, very old book that I mentioned the other day of practical magic. I might even get you to make a robe with the colours on as well. Who knows?
Right?
Meditation robe. Yeah. A meditation robe. Look at the chakras. They describe how to make it and everything. So very good.
Ooh. So like decades and decades, and then centuries and lifetimes of knowledge piled into these beautiful 2 hour events.
And the modern quantum stuff as well, of course. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. Yeah.
I love it. Okay. Outstanding, guys. We will see you next Saturday. Have a great, wonderful day. Love you, ladies. On moon and back. We love you too, Trace. Thank you. And thank you for everyone who joins. We do this literally out of the kindness of our heart. But also it's the impact. It's the amazing idea that even if we just help one person, then that rocks my world. Fills up my soul.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's wonderful to acknowledge that, Teresa. Yes, thank you, because the feeling's mutual. And I want to thank Tracy for letting us know that we were in fact live. And Leona, thank you for being with us and bringing so much to the conversation, particularly the dismissing of compliments. For Terry as well. Hello, Terry. Thank you for being with us. And it's just wonderful to have those comments and keep them coming. Keep them coming on this live stream. And next week it is the amazing phrasing trial. Ooh, the amazing phrasing, which means I will be able to turn your phrases around, and I've got lots of examples to do that, so that you do start to attract all that good stuff to you. Let's do that. And
don't forget to do your homework, guys. 10 positive aspects about yourself. Even if you don't get to the mirror work yet, do the 10 positive.
Yeah.
Start.
People will start to tell you. People will start to. You got to pick up on them, because they're probably already saying it. But pick up on them, even if it's somebody at a checkout. People say things, and you probably haven't recognized yet that you're being showered with compliments, and you haven't even noticed.
Well, I'm share everyone with love that's watching this and watching the replay. And it's an honor to be here. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's my receipt. See you all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. See you next week. Bye-bye.